see the light. You must feel the burn, given the power to move a tide, to move a tide. Now shake the sea, imagine that, how hard it'd be to go against society.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel where we discuss popular mainstream music, and in this video we're going to be talking about Megan Thee Stallion's documentary. Okay, Megan Thee Stallion's documentary, which is on Prime, Amazon Prime now, so definitely check it out if you haven't. But before we get into it, if you enjoyed the little snippet of music in the beginning of this video, that is my music. Check it out, okay? I really appreciate it. Okay, you can check out my music. All you have to do is type Sam Dolphin on YouTube and my music will pop up. You can also check out my music on all music streaming platforms, so definitely check it out. I'd really appreciate it. So getting back into the video, which is Megan Thee Stallion's documentary, okay? I watched Megan Thee Stallion's documentary and I have to say, everything I felt about the whole situation with Megan Thee Stallion, from Tory Lanez to the hip-hop community, to everything, has been confirmed with this documentary. Everything has been confirmed. Now, I always like to look at it as Megan is the most wanted in hip-hop. And what I mean by that is that she's a huge target because, in my opinion, well, I feel like it's fact, she's a threat. She's a threat because when it comes to hip-hop, traditionally, okay, we have a lot of female hip-hop rappers, but traditionally it is a male-dominated culture, industry, and music genre. And even the politics, the lyrics within hip-hop, it's very male-oriented. It's all about a man pleasing himself, getting women to please him, not objectifying women, okay? Very strong energy in hip-hop, even in the language. So when I look at a lot of the female hip-hop artists, and when I look at hip-hop would want to control these women, okay, in terms of their narrative, in terms of what they're trying to appeal to, which is to the man, because men run hip-hop and it's a very male-dominated, orientated culture, industry, and music genre. Based on the lyricism, based on what you see, the visuals, everything. So when a hip-hop female rapper like Megan Thee Stallion, who is gorgeous, beautiful, sexy, has a great body, fits all the beauty standards that we hear in hip-hop, which is always a big butt, big boobs, curvy, slim waist, you know, it's all that curvy girl. Megan fits all those standards, okay? But when a girl like that, who you can't call ugly, you can't denounce her, but is also talented and very independent, this to me is a true threat, because now you have women writing their own narratives, which is not the goal when you are in a male-dominated, patriarchal, and even a lot of times misogynistic culture, okay? So female, just the idea of female rappers, because even a lot of people would talk about, oh, female rappers aren't this, they're not that. Even the hate for female rappers is a direct result of the misogyny, the patriarchy, and the male-dominated culture of hip-hop. But what makes Megan the most wanted is the fact that she is detached from men. Yes, she will enjoy a man physically and sexually, but she is not attached to him. If you listen to Megan Thee Stallion and her lyricism, it stands out most than anybody's. In my opinion, she's the best lyricist when it comes to the female hip-hop rappers. Her and Doechii and Doja Cat to me are my top. But Megan really makes so many strong points in decentering men. And not only does she makes the point in her music, but she also makes it in her real life. If you look at Megan Thee Stallion, all the men that dealt with her, Tory Lanez, now in prison, DaBaby doesn't have a career anymore. Is struggling with his career and actually begging her. Carl, the person that owned 1501, detached, even apologized to Megan. Okay? Men struggle to to tame Megan Thee Stallion. And her resilience is incredible. Because if anyone went through that much, they would have folded already. They would have been like, all right, man, what do you want from me? You want me to be cool with this person? You want me to be cool with that? You want me to... And Megan was put in a position... Okay, let's go back into the Tory Lanez situation. She was put in a position where she had no choice but to tell the truth. She lied for Tory Lanez so that he could be protected. And she couldn't lie anymore because they found bullet fragments in her foot and people tried to gaslight her. She was being gaslit by the whole urban community. Hip hop urban. A lot of the black blogs were gaslighting her, saying that she was a liar when there was so much proof. But I go to say that Megan Thee Stallion cannot be tamed. Look at how all these men were after her, tried to put her down, tried to bully her, and look at their careers, look at their situations now. That is called detachment. I also know astrology very well. Megan is an Aquarius, and if you are operating in the high vibration of Aquarius, you are able to detach very well. You do not let people control you. It is hard to control and tame people like that. I have an Aquarius mother. I know how it is, how Aquarius women act, especially if they're vibrating at a high vibration. Even at a medium vibration. You cannot contain Megan Thee Stallion, and that's what makes it a problem. And then on top of that, all these men are getting their karma because of her. Do you think that people thought she was really lying? I don't really believe that. I feel like people were threatened by the fact that a black man is being reprimanded. So many times do black men shoot black women, get away with it. The code in our community is to keep quiet, keep hush, which is what Megan did, but she eventually had to speak the truth. I was watching her documentary and there were so many times where she was crying, stressed. And I'm thinking because while all this was happening, I'm thinking to myself, how is Megan doing? Like, goodness, it must be so much stress. She's going through this. She's going through people gaslighting her. She went through a traumatic moment and people are literally bullying her and calling her a liar. I was thinking to myself, like, how is she going through this? How is she still getting up, performing on stages, doing festivals, doing all this stuff? Because she was heavily active in her career. She did not stop. Even though in the documentary it showed when she needed to take a break, on outside looking in, when I was seeing Megan Thee Stallion, it looked like she didn't take any breaks. It looks like she only had that one break, but aside from that, she was just going, and she was going on 100. So that takes a lot of strength. Most women would have folded. Her best friend not even having enough dignity and integrity to tell the truth about what happened and what she witnessed. Megan is the most wanted in hip hop because she is not containable. You cannot control her. She has detached by so many powerful men. And I've only dealt with men that have helped her on her side. People can villainize Roc Nation, but Roc Nation is exactly what kept her going. Gave her the right production, the right promotion, everything. Which is incredible. Which I gotta say, I love Roc Nation for that. But with Megan Thee Stallion, she cannot be contained. She cannot be controlled. And that pisses off any form of patriarchal male-dominated system that is geared towards men winning all the time. That is gonna be an exact threat. Not only does this girl hit every beauty standard of the black community, she's also a very talented and witty rapper. She stands out a lot from the rest because of the things that she says. And on top of that, again, she lives that life. She has detached from every single man, detached from Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez shot Meg because she decided to leave the car. She explains the scene. She left the car once and he was yelling and screaming and getting even angrier. So she goes back into the car. They keep arguing. It gets even more intense. She leaves again. Again, the leaving is the detachment. This is Aquarius energy. This is what I'm talking about. Instead of going back and forth with Tory Lanez, instead of crying, instead of getting into the drama and getting into it, she's saying, you know what? I'm beyond this. I'm out. That is what they hate even more because they cannot manipulate you when you are out, when you are detached. People think it's fighting against the person, arguing with the person. No, the smartest thing is to get out. But when we see in a lot of abusive relationships between, especially with men, when the woman tries to get out, it becomes, she is in the most danger because that man is after you because he wants control. So her leaving the car, it took Tory Lanez to a whole different level because he realized at that point that he had no control over Meg. Like, she is not a girl that's going to really go back and forth. She's going to leave. She doesn't care. She is off of it. She is not attached. And that is the biggest threat. And that's, to me, why he pulled the trigger, because he realized he doesn't have control over this girl. This girl's going to leave. When she doesn't feel like dealing with it, she's going to be out. She's not going to entertain the mess. And on top of that, a lot of men can be jealous of women, jealous of powerful women, jealous of successful women, jealous of women who have their shit together. So that on top of her being detached, he knows that this girl is set, because if she could just leave and pop out and do her own thing, she will be set. So he had to let her know, I run this, by shooting her in the feet, telling her dance bitch and shooting her in the feet. This is what I'm talking about. Megan is not controlled. You cannot tame her. She says it in her lyrics and she shows it in her life. She left Party. After that, she found that he cheated. She left him. She doesn't stay attached. Carl, the one that ran 1501, and she left the label. She didn't stay there. She didn't say, oh, I need to be loyal to men. She doesn't have that loyalty to men. And that's what a lot of men in patriarchy relies on in order to control women, is that loyalty. Megan doesn't have that loyalty. She is detached. And that is the most threatening thing when it comes to patriarchy and men controlling women. A detached woman cannot be controlled, and that's when they hate you and want to kill you and villainize you. But what's so beautiful about all of this is that Megan actually conquered. She made it through. She's in a better place now. She got her justice, even though people are still gaslighting her. She got her justice both times with Tory Lanez. She got her justice with the label that she got out of. She now has her own independent deal, which is the first deal ever created that way. She gets support from the label, but she still has her own independence. Still rapping, still going, still putting out music. And to see her doing that, if you watch the documentary, she is crying a lot because it really takes a toll. I always was wondering, like, how is she handling all of this? So the documentary really speaks truth, okay? And to me, it speaks truth also to our culture, especially as a black person myself. The black community, my culture, can sometimes be so male dominated and orientated, and they can abuse women and not believe women, and it can be code to that if a man shoots a woman, you keep it a secret, you keep your mouth shut, you don't rat the man out. But that is not protection, because one, we're not protecting the women, obviously, and we're also not protecting these men because we're not teaching them how to behave properly. It's not a protection when you do that. You're going to allow more shootings. So I say that all to say I felt like Megan Thee Stallion was really karma for the hip hop community, and a challenge, and just to show that you cannot control everyone. And there's going to be a woman who will stand up, who will be detached and not have this loyalty. It was a challenge. It was a karmic challenge for the hip hop community. This is something they never wanted to manifest. They always wanted to keep Megan Thee Stallions like a video girl. They always wanted her to just to, though the Megan Thee Stallions, they want those girls to be video girls. They don't want them to be in the front center, holding the mic, saying their own thing, running their own shit. That is too much. And when it started to spill into real life, starting to get consequences for what they were doing, that's when it got real. But definitely watch it. I love the documentary. She works her ass off She goes through so much. When she found out the verdict and she started crying, I literally started crying too. Like, she's been through a lot. And I really feel like Megan is owed apology, even though she's not going to get it, because we know the misogyny that's in this community, in this culture. But for her to overcome so many obstacles and to keep going, and now to be on top and doing her thing, I mean, it's incredible. Definitely recommend the documentary. I love the anime, its illustrations. And I love seeing a peek of all her rehearsals and how much work she actually puts in. That Plan B performance was so epic to me. The one I think she did, I think it was Billboard Awards or American Music Awards, where she's by herself, doing a solo, like killing it. First of all, I love the song because it was hit, it was hard, it was strong. And that was in the meat of so much of the drama. So for her to just get up there and just to go, and that was such a powerful moment. I did not see all the crying going on behind the stage. I just saw a powerful woman who was being attacked by the world and still standing up to it. Powerful. But seeing the behind the scenes and how she had to get herself up and get enough courage to do it, I'm like, this is a powerful woman. Very powerful. I really love Megan Thee Stallion. I really recommend this. Really, really recommend it. Definitely go watch it. It is a really good documentary. Really get deep. And I think you will have a new appreciation for Megan Thee Stallion, for her strength and her resilience. And I love it so much because she has overcome all of it. I mean, she lost her mother, her grandma. So many things were happening to her. And to be able to overcome it, incredible. So I definitely recommend you guys watching the Megan Thee Stallion documentary. Absolutely amazing. Speak so much truth. And it just goes to show that there is power. There is justice. And a lot of times God's people, he wants you to keep going. And I saw that with Megan Thee Stallion. So definitely watch the documentary, okay? And if you already did, tell me what you think about the documentary, what you felt about it. Let me know in the comment section below, okay? And don't forget to check out my music as well, too. I'll check you guys out on the next video. Thanks for watching.